So you're the opposition of the so-called Carbots? If it weren't for the fact you, of all humans, are the only ones who have the MacGuffin we need, which is the only justified reason you are involved in our contrived crossover, I would put you out of your thieving petty misery.
You know what's the greatest thing about Hello Carbot? The humans. The humans are an ever constant in the sea of toys, robot toys that come and go so quickly. And such, these human characters are the best thing in Hello Carbot ever, that the kids will really relate to and learn to laugh at the little bad guys. So it was only a matter of time before Choi Rock released these ever popular characters. Presenting the Hello Carbot Super Deformed figures of the ever beloved humans. Okay, I'm being sarcastic here. To be honest, if these Korean robots did not look like this would just be another typical kids show with robots that look like this. Released in June of 2019, this entirety of this series consists of 13 characters. Chet Han and his 6 friends and family, and the 6 villains. The lines. Okay, so taking a look at this pre-opened one. So it's in this plastic clamshell, the plastic window. Although a couple of them are close shrink wrapped. Not shrink wrapped, but they're not boxy and twisty tied. They're just clumped in like there. I don't know why they produced 4 out of 13 of those like that. Anyway, back to the main packaging. Yeah, so there's the English name and the Korean name. I mean, the Korean name and the English name is right behind there. Chet Han. I'd like to put it together, but anyway, so there's a 3D blurb there, and this is for 6 and up, not 3 and up. I guess it's because of the paint or such. So yeah, there's some space here. And all of them have this mechanical backdrop with a Carbot symbol in there. All of them. Including the villains. Now to get them open and look at each and every one of them. First off, the main character, Chet Han. So they're all made from PVC and are static. No articulation at all. They're just figures for display and simple play. So it looks like the base PVC color is brownish black for the hair and the skin color, with the clothes painted on. So you can see that kind of rough detail on the pants, legs, his shirt with the ever constant crudely drawn car robot, blue shoes, and the watch. He has a watch on here with a skin colored wrist belt, a skin colored watch strap. Yeah, not sure why they don't paint those. Eyes are pretty spot on. Brown eyes with the tiny dots for white shine, the eyebrows and such, and the little pink cheeks, and Choi Rock stamped on the back of the shirt. Yeah, these seam lines look like they would be posable joints, but they're not. They're just seam lines for putting together, I suppose. This one is the most popular because he does the most stuff, because he's the main character. All the other guys are just villains or really don't do much. Next, we have Chet Han's mom, Chun Da-hye. There's some brown hair, but although this copy looked like it kind of has a sloppy paint job. There's some white here and some other holes here, and there's a little smudge right here. So she has this hand pose of joy or affection. A pretty neutral smile. 3-tone painted eyes, brown eyebrows, spring green shirt, and interesting that her hair is tied up in a noose. Yeah, this looks like a literal noose. Black pants in this cross-legged pose. And it looks like high heels, but they're completely filled to the bottom, so. Now this is Chet Han's dad, Chet Han. So he has a rather goofy smile. It's rather cheery little smile there. Though I think you recall his skin might be a little darker or just more stubble. So he's wearing that blue suit with a red tie. Very obvious neck seam. Kinda looks, yeah, the hair looks very similar. This one just looks more kempt. Gray pants and plain old brown shoes. Hands on hips. And speaking of scale, yeah, these are not in scale at all. So this is Chatons Dog, Dukey. This one doesn't actually look super deformed. It looks like his head is actually proportional to the rest of his body. Somebody take a gander onto what kind of breed this dog is. So just a white with some creamy brown spots here, and spots on one side here, and happy little dog smile. He'd make a fine companion to other characters if this dog didn't belong to a certain character. So one of Chet Han's friends, Susie. Short bob hair, simple pink shirt with a heart and a cat. Substantially less detailed than in the animation model. Some shorts, slippers, and socks combo. You can really see the heel here, actually, the heel bulge. And she's doing that peace symbol. Pretty neutral face with cheeks. Chet Han's frenemy, Jangwon. Big body type. An octopus on his shirt. Hands on hips. Hands molded on hips. Hands glued on hips. Little shorts there. Big cheeky face. With a smile of confidence or smile of bragging. Yeah, he's the kind of character who likes to brag a lot. And the cap, yeah, there's a little QC defect here, but in the animation, he even had his first name on the under brim of the cap, Jiang, but not there. Those spiky hair bits. This is like Janggun's friend, or Chet Han's more snobby girl friend, Mona. Lavender shirt, stripes, purple shoulders, purple shoes. A flower detail on her pants here. Little bow. And the hand on the mold on the hip, and exactly what pose is this? Flicking of the hair? Sightseeing something? Yeah, it's kind of hard to see what kind of pose is this. And I'm not sure if this was actually a defect, but it looks like the feet are not exactly level, so you're really gonna have to struggle to keep this balanced. Or else, she just rolls really well on her head. And I just dislocated her arm. Yeah, thin PVC. The first of the line villains, S-Line. S for science. But I think the name line came from the term, S-Line, which is very ironically not an S-Line. He has a bulge line, and it looks like a homemade spandex, a white spandex with red shorts on top and some pink shoes. White shoes and pink socks and a cape, and a very cheeky baby face. And some painted lips, but no painted innards, so that kind of looks creepy. Without any white filler, that looks creepy. T-Line, the thief. Blue suit, a mainly blue suit, though I'm thinking it's looking a lot more blue than in the animation. Similar costume, blue shorts, blue cape, but hoodie with this on the back instead of a one little stripe there. And the typical robber mask and a buck tooth. With an unpainted face, but at least this one doesn't look as bad as S-Line. G-Line, the ghost specialist, and other fantasy creatures. Or fantasy stuff. So he's definitely the buffest of them with that big torso and those arms. I have yet to see any six-packs though. His hands are in a position, two-finger position, to hold some tarot cards. So he doesn't have any, so anyway. That's not a cape. That's a hoodie. On a hoodie. The same shorts. Yeah, most of them share the same shorts. Shoes and socks combo. And that face, that somewhat manly face with this printed stubble. But still noticeable break. Somewhat puckering lips. M-Line, the girl who's sappy with machines. Very skin-tight jumpsuit with some prominent features. She's doing that cat pose, the cat meowing she always does. A rather kind of goofy giant hair bow tie with a somewhat undersized ponytail because SD. She's also sporting the typical mask, grin, big grin. These eyes, they're looking a little spread. And yeah, and if you see here the seam lines, this seam line is not exactly flush on this one. The mother of the lines, Q-Line. So she's an old grandma with big buns, a very prominent nose. I wouldn't call it witchy, but her body has aged quite a bit. Yeah, a skin-tight suit on this body, and the Q is hidden in there. So from this angle, it kind of looks like a Y, but and white gloves and shoes. And she's pointing to whatever this thing points at, like, get them. Pretty mean eyebrows and earrings. At least her mouth is painted in. There's a little black overrunning, but kind of makes it look like an empty tooth. I mean, why did they paint this mouth black and not the others? I guess budgeting. And M-Line's sister, E-Line. She specializes in electricity. She also has a pretty skin-tight jumpsuit. Exactly what features of a jumpsuit defines how well the suit sticks to the chest area? Single, you-know-what, style instead of the double style. Some streaks along here. Yellow cuffs. Short hair, short bob hair, with some streaks kinda sloppily painted on this one, to be honest. It looks incomplete. And that sort of determined face. Lovely lips. So finally the kids have the humans to play with. But I'm kinda disappointed they're not actually posable figures, unlike these guys. If I had to know how on resources, I would remove the neck and put it on a 4-inch or 6-inch blank action figure body. So that they can more or less scale with the Carbot. The 4-inch scale is the best scale with these 120 scales. But yeah, the head is much bigger. Yeah, this is somewhere between 4 and 6-inch. So they're just static display pieces or just simple dolls. And at about $8 a pop. 8,000 Korean won each. Basically the same price as these little minis. And by the way, only 3 of them are commonly available now as shelf warmers. Everyone else pretty much sold out. Yeah, so 8 times 13, no thanks. Though someone was selling this for the entire collection for a much more reasonable 50, so I bought it at that price. Yeah, maybe about 4 to 5 a pop is slightly more reasonable. And most of them can't stand really well on their own. Yeah, so you have to have some sort of base, except there are no peg holes. Just glue them on a base. No, not glue them on a base. Just stick them on a base. Just display them in their original packaging, or just jostle them in the toy box. I don't recommend that, but you know, kids are gonna do that, so pile up. I would really only recommend one or two of these for the casual collector outside of Korea. Because he's the main character. Just because he's the main character, but if you're not really into that, then you don't really need him. Dukey, on the other hand, could make a generic dog figure, some sort of just generic dog figure with another character if you're not a stickler for story and canon. And especially at what the prices are going on eBay. Yeah, so one or none.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is KRBrickBot signing off. We're okay.